It is completely valid for us to care what other people think, how we are representing ourselves, how we are perceived, our value, our offering, the quality of our work. All of this matters, but allowing that concern to govern how we live in the world, it's highly problematic. Not only because it just fucking sucks, it is being consumed by all of these things. That means we are being controlled by this rigidity, by this closed off, blinders on, attached to a fixed agenda and goal. It is this attachment to the known, to the familiar, that ends up strangling us and our creativity and any chance we have at freedom, which is ultimately what I'm after in the end. We want to be free of being controlled. And in our valiant effort to make things that are perfect, to be perfect, to look perfect, to have the perfect life, we are actually undermining our chance at that freedom. If we know the path, if we decide that it must look like this from point A to point B, we will miss out on every unknown opportunity that presents itself along the way. And it can be terrifying to not know, to just not know. But what I'm finding is that the more I embrace the unknown and the more I open myself up to be curious and welcoming of the unexpected to guide my next move, the more free I become. And so I kind of came upon collaging as an act to strengthen the muscle of this ability to be comfortable in the unknown and to actually welcome the surprises and freeing up space for something to happen beyond what I have envisioned. This is where the magic happens and where we can harness our creativity and our power by relinquishing some of our control. It's counterintuitive almost because we so desperately want to control the outcome of what we put our energy toward. But it is in that rigidity, it is in that closed-minded approach that stops us from doing any of the things we want to do, from creating any of the things we could create. And that is what collage has opened up for me. Beyond any of that concern for the result, it just fucking feels good. Like tearing up a bunch of paper and gluing it together just feels good. And that's rightful in and of itself. So I've been loving giving myself the opportunity to make things in a space where I am completely at the whim of chance, how I tear this piece of paper. I can't control exactly how the line will form, how the edges will form. I just let them be what they become and then make choices from there. And it is very freeing, and it is rebuilding my muscle of play. It is this celebration of that act of trust in everything outside of myself to be able to bring about a result that is far greater and more interesting than anything I could have come up with. So let's have a go. Okay. What I want to stress here is how good this should feel. So one of my favorite parts of this entire activity is tearing the sheets of paper out. So, whatever catches your eye, that's kind of cool. This I pulled because it's a thicker piece of paper, so we can use that as a canvas. But if there's like textural things like this, I'll probably separate that out so that I don't have to sift through the same piles looking for what I'd like. That's gorgeous. Going through some of the pages that you have just to pull some ideas from the materials that you're working with. All right, I think I have enough to work with here. So I just start tearing. And the idea is that you are not allowing yourself to be a perfectionist. You embrace happenstance, mistakes, things that happen not because you intended them to, but because you gave yourself the opportunity to just see what happens. I'm just using literally the same glue that little kids use at school. And you just start placing, and you do it in a way that won't allow you too much time to second guess and reconsider and judge. This is an exercise in freedom to do whatever the fuck you feel like in that moment and not be attached to any kind of results, but just letting yourself do something because it feels good. Like that feels right to me. And I love to just see if something can arise from these shapes that just organically got torn out of the pages. I honestly don't care if there's glue all over the place. It doesn't matter. You don't want to be concerning yourself or using your energy towards caring about a mess. We want to embrace the mess. Okay, let's try that. It's really pretty. That's kind of nice, huh? Sure, why not? Just finding random connections and spaces that make sense to me. Little happy surprises. I could do that. All right, here we go. I have no idea what the fuck is going on here, and I don't care. I love her. I love how the simple act of letting go of my expectations, I allowed myself the freedom to wonder and to not know. I hope you'll try it out for yourself. Just sit down, tear a bunch of shit up, and glue it together and see what happens. And see how you can take that mindset into other areas of your life and see how much freer you can become. And let me know how it's going. I would love to hear. I'll see you next time.